Welcome back, everyone. This article was a little bit of a downer in some ways, saying that food can be addictive, even comparing it to drugs like nicotine. People do in the past jokingly compare their food to a drug. And now some people in the scientific community or the community at large, they might be onto something. They might think that this sort of processed food does have addictive qualities, maybe on par with some things like nicotine. They do hit the 4 categories, they say, with feeling like you can't stop eating them, craving them quite constantly. They change your mood and the way you feel. Your reward centers of the brain get activated. These sort of things kind of like are telltale signs of certain types of addiction. So they are basically putting all the blame on the way these foods are constructed almost. The fats, the sugars, even the salts in there as well. And something called, disappearing caloric density, something similar to that. Where when you eat it, you feel a little bit full, but that fullness feelings disappears very quickly, leading you to want to eat more. Vanishing caloric density, I believe it's called. Not in the article, that's for free. And because of these factors, these foods are causing us to desire them more and more and eat them more and more to our health's detriment. Would you call any food addictive, and why?
I liked the beginning of this article when it talks about how there's almost 2 meanings for when people say a food is addictive. There's perhaps the scientific way that this article, that the scientists would define it, but there's also the sort of more casual meaning. It just means I like it a lot. If I describe a food as Twiglets are addictive to me, but I don't mean I'm addicted to Twiglets, not physically, not even mentally addicted. I just mean I like them a lot.
I can stop them anytime I want.
Very true.
Mom,
just ask my mom.
Please send me more. Yeah. And yeah, I completely agree with that. I think, certain foods can cause you to want them more, especially sugars. However, in the end, I don't know if there's much physical addiction as there is just mental desire to eat foods that you enjoy. But again, if the scientists come out with hard research, then I guess I have to start agreeing with them.
Do you worry about eating food that is too high carb, high fat, etc.? Are there any foods that you avoid for these reasons?
So I guess I had a little bit of a scare maybe 3 years ago. I was eating not well at all. I was exercising a lot, but I wasn't eating very well. And I started to have these symptoms in my body that were like dryness of mouth and bloating, and I felt energy drain and stuff like that. And I kind of was like, I wonder what these could be. And apparently they are similar to the early onset stages of diabetes. And I was like, I've been eating ice cream way too much. I know I have. So I did cut out ice cream a lot from my diet. I've been to a couple checkups since then, and no diabetes words have ever been said or even mentioned. My glucose levels seem to be quite normal, so I think it was just a scare. But yeah, I do worry quite a lot about the foods I eat. That doesn't stop me usually, but I do worry, and I try to be a bit more healthy these days.
Yeah, I think just simply turning 40 this year made me think a bit more seriously. Like I mean, I've never been a bad eater, I think. My parents are both vegetarian, so I was raised on a lot of vegetables and low meat diet. I've never been massively into sweet things anyway. I guess my biggest worry is perhaps overdoing the salts and the fats, because I love cheese like crazy and pizza because of the cheese. But yeah, since hitting 40, I've thought, redouble my efforts to, reduce the highly processed foods and the salt, which is a problem in fast food.
Yeah, definitely. And in pizza, but man, that cheese.
But sometimes, man, I have to. Life without cheese is just not worth living, I'm sorry.
Have you ever gotten a block and just went at it?
I have, yeah. When I eat cheese, I often will just eat the cheese on its own with nothing. Or maybe with a glass of wine.
Oh, gosh,
On
man.
a Friday.
Why are you saying this?
Sorry.
One of the best cheeses I had was a 10-year aged cheddar.
The strong cheeses.
Yeah. So, the strong, maybe not like the French trash smell cheese.
Oh, the ones that
That's
are really
a bit hard,
rotting.
yeah. Lindenberg or Limburg cheese? or whatever.
Limburger
Yeah,
is-
Limburger cheese. That's a bit hard.
You can't even keep that in the fridge because it smells so
not
bad.
Not even. I kept it in the freezer and it was still bad.
Yeah.
But blue cheeses, aged cheeses, still good. Oh, okay. Wow.
Because you only need a little bit. You don't need to eat like, huge blocks of it. A little tasty. And sorry, anyway.
Yeah, it's cheese. There's so many different types of cheeses out there with so many different flavors and profiles and textures. There's something for everyone, and even sweet cheeses.
Yeah, if you like the sweet tooth.
Man, well, I know what I'm going to do after this.
Me too.
It's expensive, but I'm going to splurge. Well, with that, let's go ahead and splurge ourselves with a lot of vocabulary and go ahead and learn about those that we saw in the article today, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Carb.
Carb.
Distinction.
Distinction.
Compulsively.
Compulsively.
Adverse.
Adverse.
Futile.
Futile.